When the earth is being ravaged and the animals are dying, a tribe of people from all races, creeds and colours will put their faith in deeds, not words, to make the land green again. They shall be known as the warriors of the rainbow, protectors of the environment.
wealthy and powerful elite. What is perhaps cruelly flow of all to these people is when those of us on the outside simply sit back and allow them to rot in the cells. Organisations like Amnesty International and the Anarchist Black Cross have shown that by using our collective strength, we can get out many of these people. There is no excuse for inaction. At the time of the recording, Martin Foran is on hunger strike and John Perotti is on a fast to death. How many more lives must be screwed up and wasted before we face up to our responsibilities and work to support our sisters and brothers in captivity?
We do the kiss, walk hand in hand, for fear of what? Can understand, exposing the violence, stripped away the silence. The go is a book, the go is queer, dehumanized, and living in fear. But you're not sick, and you say they're sick. The only sickness I can see is the cancer on your bigotry.
His whole life stretching in front of him when a young Edinburgh man was viciously attacked, beaten with iron bars, impaled on spike fence railings and left to die. What had he done to deserve this? His only crime must have been seen kissing another man.
What kind of society do we live in, with a simple act of showing love and affection towards another human being results in this kind of sickening murderous violence? Intolerance, bigotry and hatred. I say, it's time to stop!
From Nazi violence to the brains, what attitudes that we must change. From Nazi violence to the brains, what attitudes that we must change.
And it's not just homophobia. Rampant sexism, macho dancing, beating of women. This is all right within the scene. Often close to home that we might like to acknowledge. It's time to stop sweeping things under the carpets, confront the problems, and act. Once this magnificent animal swam freely in the seas, but now held captive for human greed. A miserable life behind bars and concrete walls. No companion killer whales to hear its calls. Yes, I'm sickened by what I've seen, and the mass Faroe Islands pirate whale slaughter is obscene. Brainwashed and desensitized for 24 years, my eyes don't easily fill with tears. But when I watched those whales scream and die, the tears ran freely from my eyes. To see them murdered, hacked apart, it's like something tearing inside my heart. Yet there is hope, and I still believe that one day such creatures might all swim free. Peaceful coexistence, no fear, no need to hide. Ourselves and whales, together, side by side.
Government work with dolphins. They were interested in what they call a swimmer nullification system. It's like a bayonet for dolphins. They can swim over to the dock and put it on their snout. It's about, well, it's 10 inches long exactly, and it's stainless steel. It has a hollow, it's like a syringe. It is a syringe, in fact. It has two small cylinders of air attached to it. And these are cylinders used to inflate a life jacket. So they can swim over to the enemy and pierce them with this thing, sending a blast of air into the body cavities, which forces all your insides out your mouth and out your rectum. Forces all your insides out your mouth and out your rectum. Forces all your insides out your mouth and out your rectum. You can control them with heroin and other drugs. You can control them with heroin. The so-called enemy trains their dolphin to kill our dolphins, and these things are going against nature. What happens to these dolphins once they've twisted their mind and distorted it and turned them into ocean-going killing systems? I'm sorry I ever got involved with the Navy. I helped capture those dolphins, you know, and it's really sad what we do.
there just seems to be no depth to which our species will not sink. Surely in this day and age, we should be seeking to establish meaningful and constructive relationships with other higher intelligences like dolphins and whales. Instead, however, we seem intent on either exterminating them or roping them into our sick, perverted power games. How anyone can take friendly, playful, wild dolphins and cold-bloodedly turn them into drug-addicted killing machines is almost beyond comprehension, and yet people do it.
From a boot gun and seats and friends, what have we done?
A horrific death by harpoon. Scientific research? Blue whales, the largest animals on Earth, have already been hunted to virtual extinction, while sperm whales, who are also highly intelligent creatures with complex social organisation and even their own culture, have found themselves brutally slaughtered by rich scum like Anarcho-Pie, the sick, evil scumbag who even went so far as to use the penises of sperm whales to make his luxury yacht bar stools.
Not content with exterminating the most intelligent forms of marine life, we're also doing a pretty good job of killing everything else in the sea as well. Radioactive waste, oil slips, heavy metals, chemical spillages. We're turning the ocean into a radioactive cesspit. There are already upwards of 50 nuclear warheads and 9 nuclear reactors lost on the seabed. Poison, pollute and kill, is that all that mankind can do?
Victim!
As far as the multinational is concerned, there is nothing they will not destroy in their insane drive to increase takings. Forests, meadows, rivers, the sea, even their own employees are all seen as expendable. This kind of homicidal madness is killing our Earth and can only be stopped by mass direct action.
Anyone who advocates this, of course, is instantly branded as an extremist. Yet what could be more extreme than the mass poisoning and polluting of our planet, the destruction of huge areas of rainforests, and the wholesale slaughter to extermination of vast numbers of species of animals? It's time to stand up and counter. If you have not passed the solution, you have passed the problem.
No compromise in defense of our Earth. 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 Pasty! Mixed fish! Red beans! Courgettes! Walnuts! Cashews! Lemons! Mushrooms! It's fucking tasty! Anarcho-Pie! I sing it food for you and I! It's fucking tasty, Anarcho-Pie! I sing it food for you and I!
Take 8 ounces of pastry and leaving a little bit aside, roll out 2 equal portions, each a quarter-inch thick. Then use one of these to carefully line the bottom of your chosen pie dish.
It's fucking tasty, Anarcho-Pie! I sing it food for you and I! It's fucking tasty, Anarcho-Pie! I sing it food for you and I!
Put the ingredients for the pie filling separately, and then place it inside the pie dish on top of the pastry base. Wetting the top of the edge of the pastry base, and fix the pastry cover to the Anarcho-Pie.
It's fucking tasty, Anarcho-Pie! I sing it food for you and I! It's fucking tasty, Anarcho-Pie! I sing it food for you and I!
Now comes the important bit. Using the spare bits of pastry, decorate the top of the pie with a pastry anarchy sign, symbolising our never-ending resistance to the homicidal system that perverts our lives. After baking the pie in the oven for between 30 and 35 minutes at approximately 400 degrees Fahrenheit, it should be ready for serving. By this time, should have developed a good crust!
That's right! That's right, man! It's almost this is singing Henge, man! Hey, Johnny, hey! That's about it, man! You okay? Yeah, I do a microphone, though! Oh, there you are, man. Hey! Yes, ready, mate? Can he beat this vegan food game? Vegan food! Oh, it's the best job you've done. Give them right, man. And I've got my rules, kid. Aye. Oh, that's the who did the dishes? The women. Okay, God. Guys,
night fast approaches dawn. We gather in the mist by the Nomon. As the stones are struck by the sun's first rays, we feel the earth power in our veins. The awesome power that fills the stones, we feel it in our minds and bones. And as we dance around the ring, joy fills our souls, we start to sing. All power awakened and growing fast, an awesome force from deep in the past. Yet there are those who do not understand, and the stones are desecrated by their hands. One such group of stones facing desecration at the hands of these people is the standing stone complex of Chalanais on the Isle of Lewis in Scotland. Sometimes referred to as the Stonehenge of the North, this unique arrangement of stones is facing the same kind of rape that happened at Stonehenge. There are now plans afoot to construct a hideous, unsightly visitor centre there, thus ruining the whole aura of the place, along with plans to build a bigger road and even to charge an admission fee. Who are these people who in their arrogance think that they can deny the people access to our own temples? Stone circles belong to all of us, not simply to the powers that be. Remember, these are the same people who seriously considered carpeting Stonehenge with astroturf and even considered constructing a plastic replica foam henge beside the real monument. Such people are not fit guardians of these places. Free the stones. Free the stones.
Revenge!
I think at the time that a National Front government is elected, the vast majority of them would want to go.
Does your policy mean, if necessary, the forcible repatriation of these groups?
It's highly unlikely to come to pass.
I didn't ask you that. If people refuse to go because they claim that they're Scottish, will you forcibly repatriate them?
As under any law, when somebody is persistently and obstinately breaking the law and refusing to acknowledge the law, some sort of coercion would no doubt be necessary. Some sort of coercion would no doubt be necessary.
So you will coerce them from their homes and from Scotland?
People who break the law in the land will be repatriated by any means necessary, yes.
Which means force?
If they break the law.
Yeah.
And the law will be repatriation.
We regard the CND as a treacherous organisation. We believe that any CND member who tries to, for instance, cut the fence or some British, I must emphasise that, military establishment, we believe that they should be shot.
I find these views despicable. But I suppose more dangerous than anything is the fact that the National Front peddles this filth to school children. They've told us that their main recruiting grounds are the schools. That our children should be subjected to such bigotry and divisive hatred is to me intolerable.
Nazi Scum! Get HOMOPHOBIC! Nazi Scum! Nazi Scum! Get HOMOPHOBIc! Nazi Scum! Clean the scum completely off the streets. Show the fascists can and will be beat. When I tried to gather in a park, anti-fascists again made their mark on the blazes. Opponents who they wasted. Nazi Scum! Get HOMOPHOBIC! Nazi Scum! Nazi Scum! Get HOMOPHOBIc! Nazi Scum! We must clear the streets of Nazi Scum! But it's safe again for everyone! No longer will we have to walk in fear of the scum who have no place here. If we unite, the battle can be won. Start a road before it's even begun. Find them! Find them! Find them! Nazi Scum! Get HOMOPHOBIC! Nazi Scum! Nazi Scum! Get HOMOPHOBIc! Nazi Scum!
the last almost untouched wilderness left on Earth. It is thus vital that it is protected from the greed of those who would turn it into a vast open cast mineral mine. Unchallenged, such commercial exploitation will quickly kill this continent. Toxic waste will be pumped into the seas, as the Americans are already doing in their basic murder sound. Rubbish will be simply thrown away, and the inevitable oil disasters, similar to that left from Valdez in Alaska, will ruin the coastal ecology. And once they've sucked Antarctica dry, the governments and multinationals will move on, leaving it poisoned and scarred. Only one thing stands in their way: you.
You can't start it, world boss status for the Antarctic. A section can stop it, but you can't start it, world boss status for the Antarctic. A section can stop it, but you can't start it, world boss status for the Antarctic. A section can stop it, but you can't start it, world boss status for the Antarctic. A section can stop it, but you can't start it, world boss status for the Antarctic. A section can stop it, but you can't start it, world boss status for the Antarctic. A section can stop it, but